What up, YouTube? It's your boy Banks, and we back in the building, you feel me? It's True Talks, cause True Talks, you already know. I apologize, I'm under the weather, you already know. So obviously this is the season where man gets sick, you feel me? But I'm here, I'm fighting, you feel me? That's what we do, bruh. My goodness, man. I've been trying to tell y'all. So if you haven't, if you don't know, I've done a breakdown on the Christmas Day game between the Lakers and the Clippers. Click that link, you get what I'm saying, or go to my videos in the previous video before this. Go watch the breakdown so you can see and understand the context. Because I give you that context, you feel me, before I even talk, before I even say anything. You get what I'm saying? And now I already know the LeBron apologists, the LeBron, all of them, the LeBron people, the media personality, all of these guys and the LeBron fans and everybody's going to come out the woodworks. You already know. Understand something. Before I even speak, before I even talk, we already know. Let me give you the whole, I already know LeBron's great. We already know that off the court, he's elite. We already know all these things. That's given. But because he's great, I'm not comparing him to regular mans. Every time I speak about him, it's given that he's already great. He's already great. We know this. So I'm comparing him to the greats, meaning MJ, Kobe, Bird, all these guys. The list goes on. Kareem. The list goes on for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I'm comparing him in that echelon. So every time I talk about him, it's in retrospect and in perspective of those guys. It's not comparable to everybody else. I don't care about that shit. That don't mean nothing. People are calling him the GOAT. So we automatically talk about him in GOAT status. You get what I'm saying? That's one. We get that out the way. So now when I'm speaking about LeBron, when I tell y'all stuff about this is the reason why he has 6 finals losses. This is the reason why he struggles. This is the reason why he always needs help. He always has to get this player and this player, this player. LeBron has never won a ring without a closer. That Lakers team does not have a closer. Only way they will is if Kuz rise up and basically becomes the Louisville of that team. You know what I'm saying? Because they have him off the bench, or if they switch it up and be like, you know what? Like I've been said, forget that shit. Start Kuz at the 4, put 80 at the 5. If you don't want to start like that, but at the end you definitely should end like that, and you should be playing majority of your minutes like that. The same way Luo comes off the bench, plays bare minutes. The same way Kuz should come off the bench, play bare minutes. That's how it should be. But because they want to do this too big shit and appease 80 not playing at the 4. Or sorry, not playing at the 5, playing at the 4. And I know it's not like, this is what I try to tell people. There's benefits with when LeBron was playing with K-Love and Chris Bosh, that the benefits that LeBron doesn't have when he's playing with AD. You know what I'm saying? They're similar players. Yes, they're all were eating similar type of numbers before they played with LeBron. Now, AD is the best talented one out of all of them. That's given. But at the end of the day, there's certain negatives that he brings that doesn't match with LeBron OD. So individually, like I said, they'll eat, but when it matters, it's going to be a struggle. They don't fit. They don't mesh like that. Their play styles don't mesh like that. They both need to paint predominantly. K-Love was eating in the paint, but he was elite shooting at threes for a big man. AD's not elite at shooting from threes, as if he's not been. He shoots like, if you go look at his career, he's shooting like low numbers in threes, and he'll be somewhat efficient. He'll be like 33%, decent at it, but he doesn't shoot OD output. He only shoots like if he just like, you know what I'm feeling, let me just shoot. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't shoot a steady diet of it. K-Love and Bosh were actually shooting a steady diet of it here and there. They were shooting it with good percentages, and they were shooting it here and there, and they were shooting it with a lot of output. Now, obviously, the output's going to increase because now they're like, you know what? Because you can shoot this decently, and you can actually shoot this, make this predominantly your play style. Let's make this the strength now. It's been, okay and here and there, but now let's make this the strength of your game because they can still shoot. So that's why they're like, you know what? Bosh going to perimeter, K-Love going to perimeter, Bron needs the paint. You're going to shoot more than you ever had to shoot, and they had to accept it, and that's what they were doing, and they were thriving in that role. As much as you want to hate K-Love and say, oh, sometimes he was missing and this, whatever, people don't understand. Even if I'm missing, it's my threat. People aren't going to sag off me and give K-Love OD shots because it's the threat ability. The threat ability is like they have to respect K-Love because they've been seeing it, and he'll hit one here and there and keep you honest. Don't get it twisted. Same thing with Chris Bosh. You know what I'm saying? So not only that, they're able to play the 5. And not only that, AD's injury history is what's making the coaches be like, you know what? I want to play him at the 5 a lot and all that type of stuff, but we have to just let him play at the 4 because he's frail. He gets injured easily. You already seen how much banged up body parts he's been dealing with already this season, up to Christmas. He's already, and he's been trying to obviously change the stigma around him, because normally he would sit out when he was in New Orleans, but he's trying to change the stigma. So I'm going to play through all of that. I'm grimacing. Any little bump, this man is frail. I'm telling y'all something, because he's been a guard his whole life, got a growth spurt. So he's not a true big man. He's not a true big man like that. That's why I'm part of the reason, a majority of the reason why he's elite like this, because he's not a big man. He's a guard in a big man's body. So he wants to be. If you told AD and you sat him down, he'll be like, you know what? Ideally, I want to be a hybrid between KD and a big man. That's what he wants to be. That's what he wants to be. That's why he likes to do the face up. He wants to handle, crossover, one dribble, pull up. He wants to play like a guard. He's been a guard his whole life. That's who he is at heart. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens sometimes when people get a growth spurt late. They don't know. They're not steady diet in that role. You know what I'm saying? They've been a guard. They've been practicing as a guard, doing cone drills, all of that stuff, handles. That's why, and it's a part of the reason why he's a unicorn, and part of the reason why he's elite like that, because of his transition. But now when you want him to play that big man role, it's not in his it's not in his heart. You can't change who someone is. You get what I'm saying? So that's different than Chris Bosh and Caleb. At the end of the day, Chris Bosh and Caleb, even though they're not fives, they were like big man type of fours. They weren't guard type of fours like AD is. They were big man type of fours. Back then, like the David West, they were big man type of fours. You get what I'm saying? So when you tell them to play the five, even though they don't want to play the five because of the little, I can get the trailer role. I get the trailer in transition because I'm the four. I don't have to be in the paint OD. I can space the floor. I can play mid range. I'll play on the high post. All this type of stuff. I don't have to set screens OD and just worry about bodying and freeing man's open. You get what I'm saying? Those type of stuff. So that now is those little things that, that obviously preferences they don't want to do. But if you tell them to play the big man role, they can still do that because they were still technically a big man playing the four. They're not like a guard playing the four. That's completely different. So that's affecting I know that's what's part of the coaching decision why they're like, you know what, we can't just switch it up and play the four. But when push comes to shove, I know they're going to switch it up and put AD at the five a lot, and they're going to try and change the dynamics, because like I told y'all, it's the same thing. Obviously, it's a different team, but the same thing last year. All that winning shit early in the season when teams aren't ready, teams are like, they're trying to figure it out in the West, especially they make changes. A lot of these teams, like the Jazz, every year, the Jazz struggle first half. And then they turn it on like this. Every year, Portland struggles first half. Then they turn it on like this. Every year, Houston and all these struggle first half. And they turn it on like this. It's been like this in the West. It's been like this in the West. You get what I'm saying? So when that is the case, you can't look at, like I was saying before, last year, oh my God, Christmas Day, the Lakers were fourth, It's going to change. That's never going to be the case always. It's going to change. Teams are going to try more. They're going to do this. They're going to do this. The Clippers only going to get better. Like this, teams are going to go into their peak and get into their, they're going to go into their thriving and their winning streaks, and they're going to start snapping. Denver hasn't even played as good as they should be playing. There's so many things that's been happening. It's because it's the first part of the season. It's a lot of figuring it out. You gamble a lot. You try this more. You try that. More rotations. Let this player play. The minute restriction. All this type of stuff happen. Once it's time to try, the real dogs come out, and that's around this time. Utah's gonna be like these teams. I'm telling y'all something. I will be surprised if the Lakers stay at first seed the whole year. Like I told you, I expected them to drop just like last year. And if they do last year, I don't want to hear this. Oh my God, they were fourth seed at this. Then LeBron, he hit his groin, so now he's affected. Like, I don't want to hear that shit. Stop bringing up this groin shit. I'm tired of these excuses, man. I'm tired of it. This is my problem with LeBron. I'm comparing him to the greats. Now, if he just played the game and then people go, he has his injury, and they give excuses for him, I'll be cheesed at the fans. But LeBron, when they ask you a question, when you lose and you suss the play and it was out on you, one, why are you complaining about normally that's not I don't understand it, whatever. They got the call right. Just say I sussed, he stripped it, Beverly made a good play. You know what I mean? I got to get better. I got to hit my free throw. I got to do this. I got to take accountability. I've never heard LeBron take accountability. It's always blame this, redirect energy to this way, all of this type of shifting. He always does this. And that's what I'm saying. That's what is part of the killer mentality of the greats. Killer mentality of the greats. This is why they have higher win percentages, and they win when it matters. Because when it matters, all that stat shit padding, all that stat shit don't mean nothing in the biggest moments. In the biggest moments, they take accountability. They say, I'm the elite guy. I'm the superstar. I'm different than all of y'all. It's on me. You know what? You role players, all you got to do is play defense. I'm going to be mad at you if you sus on defense. You don't switch. You don't do this. When it comes to offense, I don't even need you to hit shots, OD. Give me the ball and move. Give me the ball and move. I'm going to create. I'm going to force the issue. I'm going to do this. That's what they do because they think of themselves as that such elite. I don't need help. I am the help. I'm elite. I'm different than all of y'all. I've been practicing this. I've been doing, you know what I mean? I'm elite. This is what I do. This is what I do. Give me the rock and move. I trust me more than I trust anybody else. That's why later on they had to tell them, try and trust. And it's not a situation where it's like, try and trust or just pass OD. They say try and trust because in the last situations when it's like, okay, I've been cooking, I've been eating, now I'm gonna go do my pull, then they randomly blitz double you. Trust to don't shoot the hella blitz double team shot. Trust Derek Fisher. Trust Paxson. Trust Steve Kerr. That's me being doubled and I'm forced passing. That's not like LeBron where it's one-on-one and a guy's just helping in the corner like he tried to do to Caldwell Pope, like he done to Corver, and people want to say it's a good shot, it's a good pass. Like, no, it isn't. I'm not doubled. You create one-on-one. If you're hella doubled, then you pass. Even then, Kobe and Jordan will still make the shot doubled, but that's a different echelon. That's why they're higher. That's why I have them so high, because there's no excuse mentality. There's no, oh my goodness, this and that. I'm just gonna, I'm just going to succumb to what you do to me. And I'm just going to be frail. And I'm going to be nervous in the situation. I'm just going to allow you, take the easy way. They force the issue. And 8 times out of 10, they get the bucket. Even if they miss at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Next time it creates a better opportunity for the role player. All this type of stuff. And all of them the role players now have your mentality because they see this guy's trying to the death. I can't let him down. I'm going to try to the death. I'm going to dive. I'm going to do this. But when you have Bron, that's why I'm saying Bron's mentality affects the team. This is why he only thrives when he gets someone who's already bred that way. When he gets Kyrie, he's already makeup is that way. He's already a Kobe mentality type of guy. Wade, he's already a Kobe mentality type of guy. When I have those two guys and they're my closers, you know what I'm saying? Now I could just be me. I could just pass. I could do this. I could just be me. More of a Magic Johnson. You know what I'm saying? And that's what people don't understand. They don't want to see. That's why this whole comparison thing to me has already been off from the jump. With this whole GOAT thing and all this Jordan, all this type of stuff, it's been off from the jump. I can understand he's a great, but to put him as the GOAT, there's certain things that you can't do. Like back to what I was saying now. There's certain things that when you lose, take accountability. That helps that's why teammates will appreciate you. They'll be like, you know what? That guy takes accountability. I can't suss the runs. I can't do that. But now when people suss, they automatically look at you like, what did you do? You suss the pass. You got stripped. What do you mean? All you want to do is blame, or he'll pout and then he'll just trade mans. Stuff like that's what he'll do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, he doesn't take accountability. He wants to, I got hit in the groin and set me back 5 days. Why are you going to even talk about your groin? When you know you didn't limp, when you know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't re-pull it. Even if he hit it, it's like, you fight through pain. You know how many times Kobe and the Michael Jordans, they flu games, Kobe broken finger, broken bone spur in the whole finals. They don't mention this until they're retired. They don't even talk about it. Kawhi, 2 knees injured. He don't talk about it. Oh, why is he load managing? He don't need to speak. He's injured. But when it matters, I don't care about the injury. Same thing in the finals. Same thing with the Raptors. I'm injured, but I don't speak about it. I fight through. I push through. And I get the W's. All about that. At the end of the day, I'm a killer mind. I'm a dog. That's what we care about. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all something, man. Why you, same thing. I broke my hand from the game 1 after the finals. You know what I mean? I was mad. I punched the back like wearing a cast. You didn't wear a cast the whole time for the whole series. Now you want to wear it after you got swept? So bring an excuse. This is what I'm saying. I have no problem with the fans bringing excuses. I'll just talk about the fans. But when the player now feeds into it and purposely creates these things for them to run with it, that's where it's a problem. That's where it's this GOAT conversation. The mentality is just a weaker mentality. And you can see it in the gameplay. You can see it in the big moments. It's the same thing. You can see it with the free throws. He doesn't push through. You know what I'm saying? He'll be hitting efficient throughout the whole game. Once it's fourth quarter, how's your percentage already low at 68, but it's even lower in the fourth quarter at 61? That tells you something. That's called, my palms are sweaty in the fourth. The pressure is too high. I'm trying to tell y'all. And now people want to say, but he's had game winners. He's had this and he's had that. That's understand when Bronny's had those. But it's the same thing I say all the time. Shaq he's a bad free throw shooter. Has he missed every free throw? When you take so many, you're going to make some. Like, what are you guys talking about? There's someone who's known as a bad free throw shooter or a bad 3-point shooter or a bad this or a bad that. Do they miss every single time? No, they don't. They do hit some. But that doesn't mean that's what you are. Just because you hit 1, just because you hit 5, just because you hit 3 or you had 10, that doesn't mean that's who you are. It's about, I can bring 50 plays of clutch situations where this man's passing. I can bring all of it from 2002, from when he went to Miami to this, even Cleveland. I can bring it up to this point. I can bring you how many plays in the fourth quarter, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, where it's clutch. The palms are sweaty. The team is, bringing that pressure, applying the pressure to him. It's not easy for him. Now it's like, you get a bucket, stop the run, cut the bleeding, pass to the corner. Dude, there's so many plays. I can bring that all the time. So, or now he'll brick because he's shooting. I'll bring up so many plays that now even his makes will never match that. You get what I'm saying? I could bring all of that, but at the end of the day, only if you understand what I'm saying. This is why the players, the greats, all these guys have said he doesn't have a killer mentality. One, by his off the court demeanor, by his excuse given, by his demeanor on the court, situations where he should never pass that he passes. You get what I'm saying? Like that. That's why I showed that pass because a lot of the clips didn't show that. Just showed the ISO between Beverly and LeBron. They did not show the pass. Why? Caldwell Pope just clapped the whole rim the play before that. Literally, you kicked, and that one was a great pass because the spacing was bad with 80. And I wasn't mad at that pass. You went to the paint, draw the defenders, you pass. But why are you passing before you're in the paint when you're on the perimeter? No one moved. He did the same thing he did when Draymond was on him in the finals with the Warriors after KD hit the shot. And everyone said that's the right pass, it's the right. And he passed to Caldwell Pope. Caldwell's like covered, and it has to give it back to him, and then has to move it. And now it's even less clock, and now you're forced to do something even worse when you could have been at the top and done something, and not be forced to be in the corner. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of these things that go on. The misfit. There's so many things that are negatives to him that now automatically remove you from GOAT status. There's so many things. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things. Now, that does not mean LeBron's not great. That does not mean LeBron's not this and he's not that. It's just there's so many things that just automatically remove him from that category. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I've been trying to tell people from time. It's not no hate. It's just being realistic. You can't disrespect. You can't shit on all the other greats and all the other people with their elite status for these things and then now erase it and push him above them. It doesn't make any sense. Apply context to them like how you apply context to LeBron. And now this whole load management debate, LeBron for a while hasn't been the best player in the league. A lot of people don't want to admit it. KD has been better than him because KD's knock was his playmaking and his defense. And I tell people, to be the best player, you don't have to be the best in every category. You have to be elite on defense and elite on offense. That doesn't mean you have to get assists. Why do you need to pass if you're a small forward? You need to score. Why do you need to pass? People like LeBron plays ball handles. These guys play off the ball. My job is to score. Just because I don't pass like LeBron means I'm not better than him. What the hell are you talking about? But yet I get more dubs. Yeah, you know what I mean? When it matters, I can close and I can get a game winner because I'm not a playmaker. You know what I'm saying? What are you guys talking about? That's just different play styles. Because I'm not LeBron's play style, it means I'm not better than him. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. No, Dirk Nowitzki has no defense. Dirk Nowitzki doesn't have elite passing. Dirk Nowitzki doesn't have elite rebounding. But at the end of the day, when it mattered versus the Mavs, what happened? Dirk Nowitzki was the best player on the floor. Just getting buckets. That's all getting buckets. What are y'all talking about? That's what matters. The game is all about buck. I don't want to hear that garbage, man. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. In the highest pressure, the person who gets buckets and is creating arsenal and is creating and making you saying you can't guard me, that is the best player on the floor. That is the best player, not just passing. Now, when you're double teamed, obviously you have to have some type of playmaking, but anyone can get assists. If you just double team, I just make a pass. I don't have to be elite. I don't have to make an elite pocket pass, dime, and all that type of stuff. I don't have to do elite dimes. If I'm getting double teamed, it's an easy pass. That's why Giannis' assist is high. Giannis don't have dimes like that. He just gets doubled and it's a 5-out. Pass to the shooter, bucket. Like, what are y'all talking? Don't just read the assist and act like they have elite passing. Because if that's the case, Westbrook and Harden should have been the best passers in the NBA from time. This is the first time LeBron has averaged more than 10 assists, but it's not why you can't you can't have your cake and eat it too. For LeBron, he's been averaging 8 assists, 7, 6 to 8, all of that type of stuff. But everyone says he's the best passer. Why? Because of the type of passes he makes. So you have to apply that for scoring. You have to apply that for closing. You have to apply that for everything. Don't just choose for LeBron and then leave it for everybody else. That's what cheeses me, man. What y'all talking about? Bruh. And this load management shit, man, what I'm trying to tell people, Kawhi is injured for the last time. Kawhi, you see him. He's heating his knees. I didn't even show it. In this game, when he's on the bench, he's heating 2 knees. He has chronic injuries. It's the same thing like Joel Embiid. They have chronic injuries. Joel Embiid, I think it's his foot or something like that. You can see by the way he walks and by the way he jogs. He is actually doo-doo mechanics. Some people, their bone structure or whatever the case is, the wear and tear is just, you can't heal it. You can't heal it. He has chronic injuries, which means it's never going to last. So what they try to do is they try to appease to it. They try to compensate it, try to reduce the inflammation, reduce the load, so then they're more fresh when it matters. That's what they do. So what that means is you're not going to just... So that time where he missed, 3 straight games was because he actually banged his knee or whatever the case is, or he actually re-injured his knee. So he needed time off to heal. And then, but regardless, if he didn't do that time, he's always going to do the load management, meaning they try to reduce the load. If you add more load to someone who has a chronic issue, it's going to reduce, their effectiveness when it actually matters. You know what I'm saying? It's like you have bad tires. If you have bad tires that is anus, you don't want to be driving and having high mileage. You know what I'm saying? Or you have a car that has high mileage. You want to reduce the amount of times you use it. You know what I'm saying? But when you use it, it's elite. It gets the job done. That's what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like it's bare games they're missing, just missing one of the back-to-backs. You know what I'm saying? Unless they get injured or re-injure it, then they miss maybe 2 straight or whatever the case is. But they only miss one of the back-to-backs. That's what they're missing. People are just mad because he's done this and he's across the door from LeBron. And now he's actually in that conversation where LeBron's playing. When he was in the East, no one cared about that shit. When he was with the Raptors, no one cared about that shit. But now that he's against, the LeBron fans have to find every knock against him because they can't talk about his game because he cooks. 30 first game, 30's whatever, 5 the second game. You can't talk about his game. You have to bring up this other shit. That's what they have to do to diminish him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that makes no sense. At the end of the day, look at the Lakers versus the contenders. 6 wins, 7 losses versus the contenders. And then the Clippers have elite records versus the contenders. What does that tell you? Like, they had a blessed schedule. I don't like... People just be talking, man. Just be talking. At the end of the day, the load management is an issue for a lot of people. And it's funny how it's ironic how the narrative now has changed that, LeBron, his groin, he's aggravated. He should sit out. He should load manage too. He should sit out one of these games on the weekend. He should rest the back-to-back. He should rest one of them. Now you want him to load manage. You see how funny? Like, it's actually hilarious. This shit is comical, man. This shit is comical. Like, the shit niggas say and the way they retract it and they go back and this and that and all that. Like, it's actually hilarious. It hurts, but at the end of the day, it's still comical because, like, the fact that man can sit there and say this bullshit and people actually believe it is just... It's blasphemous. It's actually crazy, man. Like, the man has been load manager, and now every big game, he's fresh and he's killing you. And now you're saying this guy should maybe do the same thing too, but you were killing him for doing that. And you're saying, he reacted to his groin, his injury, whatever. You're acting like Kawhi doesn't aggravate his knees. Like, what are we talking about? Let me not even get into that. Anyways, you already know it's True Talks, because True Talks. Share, like, and subscribe. You already know. I appreciate y'all. Like I said, happy holidays to y'all. I hope y'all had a wonderful Christmas or whatever you celebrate. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I know, there's still... Apologize for it being a bit late. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, it's the holiday season. I was under the weather. Now, the week is already here. The voice is already going down already a bit. So the Raptors game will definitely be up tomorrow. You know what I mean? Help me so I can help y'all. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I appreciate y'all. Click the link, the PayPal link, and donate if you want to. I appreciate every single penny and every single dollar. I appreciate y'all. You already know I do this for y'all at the end of the day. I appreciate y'all. Like I said, happy holidays. Hope y'all enjoyed that game. Clippers have 2 wins. Lakers have 0 wins. You know what I'm saying? Now, this does not mean this is going to be how the playoffs is going to be. But there's certain things that aren't going to change that I've been telling y'all. I already know trade deadline coming. LeBron's going to make Jeff Green got released. He's going to go get somebody. You already know. That's how he does. I already know. I can smell it in the air. And I'm calling it from now. At the end of the day, like I said, the difference is Kuz. The difference is Kuz. First half, you seen how it was eating. The difference is Kuz and jump shooting. And Arsenal. You have to be able to shoot versus elite teams. You don't have the personnel, the fit is just bad. You see all that paint scoring they do versus bad teams. And when there's elite teams, they don't score in the paint like that. The same shit happened versus Milwaukee. I'm trying to show y'all something, man. I'm trying to, you know what? Banks don't know nothing. He don't know what he's talking about. Y'all funny. Oh my goodness. Anyways, it's True Talks. It's True Talks. Share, like, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. You already know, man. And I'm out, man.